Are you making these fatal mistakes in your home? Learn the terrifying truth and break free from the mess right now. Don't worry, I'm totally guilty of all of these mistakes too. But you're not going to want to miss the last one. It is a total shocker. The first mistake we're making keeping our home a total disaster is we're not identifying the root cause. Why is our home still a mess? What are we doing or not doing that's causing it to still be this way? Are we taking on more than we can tackle? Are we not doing enough? Is there some sort of mental component to this? What is exactly the root cause? It may be as simple as, I'm a new mom and I didn't sleep at all last night. But still, it helps to identify the root cause. Once you identify this cause, it'll be much easier to solve it. It could be something as practical as getting help with your baby, or perhaps you need to dig a little deeper. Once we identify the root cause, we can now begin to solve it. The next mistake we could be making in our homes is we're not practicing the one in, one out rule. This is something I truly live by. If I'm bringing something into my home, something has got to go. It wasn't always the case, but now I'm leaning more towards minimalism. I'm not asking you to be a total minimalist, but if you're not ready for that commitment, be thinking about what will you replace whatever your new purchase is with your old one at home. If you can think of nothing to let go of, then don't get the purchase. Not only will it help to prevent clutter from piling up and multiplying in our home, but it will actually help you save a pretty penny because you won't have to spend money on a new item if you're not ready to part with an old item. Try it for a month and not only see how much money you save, but how much less impulse purchases you make. Comment down below if you have tried something similar like this, or come back in 30 days and you will see what a drastic difference this will make in your life. The next mistake we could be making that could be leading to a messier home is we don't have a place for everything. A place for everything and everything in its place. This is not said for nothing. It is absolutely true. Make sure that you designate homes for each of your items. And if this seems overwhelming, then maybe, just maybe, we might have too many items. So once again, declutter is super important. But for the items that you do have, find a nice handy home for it. I recommend starting clearing off the hidden clutters because those homes are things that we're not exactly using every single time, or maybe we are, but we never know until we get in there and get out the things that are no longer useful to us. Or you can look at it this way. Do I really need space for this second can opener when I have 0 spaces for my spatula? It will surely help you get motivated decluttering and designate a home for everything. Not to mention, if the home is always in the same place instead of rotating about, not only can you find things easier, but your whole entire family as well, which may or may not help them to put things away in their proper place. But even if they don't, you know where it goes and you can just boop, plop it on over there. Won't get lost in the shuffle of things. And when you hear that familiar, Mom, honey, where's my item? You know exactly where it is. The next mistake that we're probably making to make our home look messier than they are is not decluttering regularly. The more stuff you have, the more of a mess you will have, period. Because it is not going to take you the same amount of time clearing up 20 toys as it will clearing up 5, let's say. No, I'm not telling you to run out and get rid of all your children's toys. You could do something as simple as a toy rotation to get your foot in the water. Besides, every time they see these new toys rotated back in, it'll be as if they're seeing them for the first time ever. The novelty of the toys sometimes wears out, and when we refresh and reset these toys, they will get another new experience with them and get even more exciting. If we declutter just 15 minutes each day, you'd be surprised at the piles and piles of things we come up with. Not to mention, we can help a lot of people by donating these items that we no longer use. Decluttering is key for maintaining a clean and organized home. The next step we might be making is we're not establishing a cleaning routine. How can we clean if we don't know what, or when, or where, or even how? Make up or research a cleaning routine and be sure to implement it in your home every single day. Have some things that you do daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, whatever the case may be. I follow the Flylady system, so all of this is built in for me. All I have to do is stick to the system, and the great thing is that you can jump in whenever you want. I have a ton of videos on the Flylady. If you would like to check them out, I will link the playlist down below. But for now, pick the system that best works for you, because after all, the best system is the one that you will actually use. You can have the perfect system, but if we're not actually doing it, it's not going to work for us. So be sure you implement a cleaning routine to make sure that all our to-dos actually get to done. The next mistake we could be making is we're not setting realistic goals. Rome was not built in a day, and our home didn't get cluttered in a day either. So it is not likely to get decluttered in one whole entire day or even an entire weekend. It's going to take double the time to declutter than it did to clutter, and sometimes even longer depending on how much things we have. But dedication and consistency, 15 minutes every single day, will get you so far, trust me. Before, I couldn't even see the floors in my home, and now things are looking up. My home was messier before than now that I have my 2 boys, and they run up and down and all around, and they do make quite a mess. However, I will say a small caveat to that is that they also clean up after themselves, so that's really good. But that wasn't overnight either. They saw me cleaning a lot, and I encouraged them to jump in, doing things like the cleanup song or immediately dropping something and picking it up right away with urgency. I do have a video on tidy children. I will put that down below. Those tips have really worked for me. I have 2 boys, 3 and under, and they're both super duper different, but they both clean up after themselves. They are super duper neat, and you can check out those videos for yourself. And God willing, you get the same or better results. When you set realistic goals, it also helps to stop the feeling of overwhelm. Another mistake that we can be making inside our home to keep things more messy and less peaceful is our mindset. Yes, this is exactly right. We might want everyone to clean up after themselves, pitch in perfectly, leave no socks next to the hamper in the middle of the floor. But sometimes it happens, and you want your home clean for you. At least I know I do. So sometimes when people don't cooperate in putting the things away, instead of getting angry or bitter or resentful, let's just do it, because at the end of the day, not everybody has the same standards of cleanliness. Not everybody cares about living a clean and tidy home. Let's just be real. So if you care, like I care about living in a clean and tidy home, let go of the resentment. If you see something out of place, just put it back, because you're doing it for you. Unless it's your very own children, we can't make anyone do something. And even then, how will you make a 2-year-old clean? Huh? You can't force them. But we can show them, we can encourage them, we can make it fun, have them practice it again and again, and before you know it, they will be cleaning up by themselves, like my own boys. But that is not overnight. It does take patience, persistence, them seeing you do it. Because if we don't do it, they're also not going to do it. And eventually, at least they can help out with their part. But for slippers, toothbrushes, and everybody else's everything, God willing, they put it away. We can always pray. And sure, we can talk to them, but we cannot nag them, or we shouldn't nag them, because that leads to nothing, just more resentment on both parties' parts. And let's just do it for ourselves, because we want a clean and tidy home for ourselves. I know that may come as a total shock, and believe me, easier said than done. But next time you see socks laying on the floor, if you don't want them there, then let's put them in the hamper. And I don't mean to be controversial, but I have heard a story about a woman whose husband used to do this very thing, and she was always so angry and livid at him. And then one day he did it per usual, but this particular day he died in an accident, and she never ever got to see him again. And she always says that she wishes that her husband was there to put those socks on that floor so that she can get to pick it up for him yet again. So all that to say, let's switch our mindset, take a big deep breath, and remember, we're doing it for ourselves, not for others, okay? But now that you know all about these mistakes, maybe you want to level up your homemaking. And if you do, check out this video here where I give some of my best tips on how to do just that. And I'll see you there right now. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, to God be the glory. Bye.